All right. And we are live. What's going on, everybody? This is Rob Garcia, the Warrior Strategist, coming at you from lovely San Diego. And San Diego is experiencing an amazing heat wave right now, extending past the summer months. And it's pretty rugged, not going to lie. A lot of air conditioning, a lot of fans going right now. I'm following up on my insomnia tour. Still sleeping crazy. Woke up, I think, at 4 today and getting ready to head to the gym, actually. But wanted to just start off my week properly, talk to you guys real fast about the importance of messaging in business. Definitely something that more people need to understand as far as crafting your message, getting it out there, and understanding what it is. Because this is one of those subjects that isn't intuitive to a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs. Messaging is very, very useful in attracting people, getting more sales, all that stuff. Before we start, let's give a shout out real quick to Tinker's Affliction. If you are looking, all the information's down here, by the way. If you are looking for an amazing novel for your post-summer reading, check out A Young Girl's Paranormal Journey from a foster home to a mysterious family, written by the daughter of an amazing Air Force vet, Dana Encarnacion. Tinker's Affliction is found on Barnes & Noble and Amazon. Google it, and you won't be disappointed. It is a 500 plus page masterpiece, and I'm really enjoying going through it right now. So check it out, Tinker's Affliction. All right. What is messaging? Let's start there. So messaging is one of those things I ignored my first couple of years of business, which explained abysmal sales. I didn't understand the importance of it until I started actually taking Desislava Dobriva's branding course a long time ago, like 9 years ago. And she helped me to define like the difference between branding, messaging, positioning, all important things. Because like a lot of dumb vets, I jumped into the business sphere and I was like, oh, hey, buy my shit. And I'll tell you, buy my shit is not an effective marketing plan. Surprise, surprise. So Desi helped me to craft my messaging. Thank you, Desi, which is why I have been able to yield the high amounts of success that I have. And now I have a spiral staircase and a fancy apartment. Jared R. Good morning. So what is messaging, especially in business? Messaging is the way that you present yourself and your business to your audience and to your network. It really is that simple. It is the content you're putting out. It is the theme. It is the intent. And it is the communication style that you use. Messaging can be what your values are, your culture is. But most importantly, messaging has to be really, really specific. So if I were to look at your social media right now, do I know what you do? Do I know who you help? Do I know who you appeal to? Okay. Do I know who's most likely to buy from you? All these small things, like what's your client avatar? What language are you speaking? You know, if you're going to talk to vets, you're going to use certain, for example, you're going to use certain terms that veterans are going to recognize, like boot camp or MREs or early morning formation. Or if you're in the Air Force, you know, tennis lessons, caviar, golf courses, things like that. Specialized terms that the average civilian probably doesn't understand, but military vets will pick it up like that. So that's an example of messaging. And Jared, Jared understands the value of brand messaging. So here are a few ways you can make your message clearer. So if you have a defined audience, like for example, I work with a lot of veterans, and I don't always promote the vet thing, but a pretty good amount. I'd say 70% of maybe 80% of my clientele are veterans. So I will use specialized terms, and that's one way to get attention right away. Like Joe Palacios, okay, Maxwell Soaps. Joe's a Marine. And so if he uses phrases like stack bodies or yut or Semper Fi or oorah or I swear I thought she was a man, all these things will appeal to Marines, because that's an example of specialized messaging. The Marines, I mean, if you really think about good brand messaging, the Marines have mastered it. They have mastered the art of branding on a level that no one has ever seen. Conversely, they have not mastered the art of retention, which is why 75% of Marines are in their first enlistment. I think they're still working on that one. Everyone loves the Marines, but nobody ever stays in the Marines. Very, very rare, which is fucking crazy to me. Anyway, brand messaging. Brand messaging is about how you communicate to your audience. It's about being really clear about what it is that you do, the problem that you solve. And it is, sorry, I just woke up. I'm still crafting in my brain. Brand messaging can be improved by, like I said, specialized terms that match up with your client avatar, industry or niche terms, okay, that match up with whatever it is that you do. So if I'm talking about visibility and PR, I might talk about a distro report for a press release, or I might talk about, let's see, media stations or platforms. I'm trying to think of like specialized stuff that I do. Views on articles, virality, things like that. Anyway, one way you can convey strong positioning in your messaging is industry terms, as long as you explain what they are. Just like with the military, nobody wants to read a bunch of acronyms. So if you say you went TDY, explain that's temporary duty assignment for the civilians out there. But that's an example of good messaging, because it makes you look like an expert that's ingratiated in something, but you can also explain it very easily to create comprehension for people. So here's your training for the week. If you're trying to get better messaging, write out some things that are really specific, that appeal to your audience, and then use matching hashtags. So a good Facebook post, for example, if you're trying to sell something, versus if you're trying to sell something, instead of like, hey, buy my shit, try something that appeals to the pain point. So Maxwell Soaps, for example, the tagline is "Don't be nasty." If Joe was trying to sell soap and he really wanted to convey good messaging, he would emphasize what sucks about other soaps, and he would emphasize the experience of Maxwell Soaps, environmentally friendly, powerful, scents that are harmful, fragrance free, safe for kids, larger than regular soaps. There's a lot of advantages to Maxwell Soaps besides the fact that they smell great and they're an amazing product. Only natural ingredients, exactly. So this is where the messaging comes into play. If Joe were to go on Facebook today and just post something like, are you tired of the baggage that comes with your old soap? Are you tired of your relationship with your soap? Something like that. And then just sunk into it. I'm Joe Palacios. I'm a former U.S. Marine. By the way, I would hashtag Marine. I would hashtag soap. I would hashtag, if you use the word hygiene or the word cleanliness. Now it's going to pop up. It's going to match with people that are looking for things like this, or that are veterans, blah, blah, blah. And then just talk about the company or talk about the product itself. And then at the end of it, hey guys, I'd really love for you to try out a bar. It helps out. We help out the homeless. We help out veterans, blah, blah, blah. Link to buy below. Pick up a bar today. You won't regret it. Maxwell Soaps, don't be nasty. And then like 4 hashtags at the bottom related to soap, veteran, military, soap, cleanliness, hygiene, all this shit. bathroom, shower, whatever, because that's your industry. When you do your hashtags real quick, this is also a very important part of messaging. When you do your hashtags, good rule of thumb is about 5. 2 of them should be industry. 2 of them should be the Marines are also flexing in the fucking comments. That's all they've got. 2 of them should be industry. 2 of them should be location. You know, that's if you're trying to geographically narrow to your audience. So that's kind of optional as far as location. But 2 should be industry. 2 should be your affiliations. So veteran, military, Marines, Air Force, USMC, whatever. And then 1 should be really specific. So I'm using Maxwell Soaps as an example. So if I were to go specific, it would be soap, shower. If I were to go general, it would be hygiene, cleanliness, bathroom, spa. So you can see that hashtags, kind of an art form, but they help with your messaging, because you should have hashtags in every single post that you're doing, and you should focus absolutely on the experience. So hopefully, Joe, this gives you some ideas about just some, new post ideas. But I swear to God, dude, if you made that post and you just did a picture of the soap or a picture of you holding the soap, pop on a filter, go into Canva, put some words on your graphic, take the time, right? If I do a post on Facebook, I usually only do maybe 1 a day, but they're custom. I have custom graphics. I have hashtags. I tag people that, are either really into my shit, or they support me, or they need what I do. And that's how I get effective engagement. Jared says it's also an artisanal product. Perfect. Artisanal would be a great hashtag. Gift would be an awesome hashtag for what Joe does. So for me, for example, now I sell services. I don't sell goods. So the game's a little different, but whenever I'm doing a post, I focus on the experience. Whenever I'm writing about why people should work with me, I'm like, hey, what's your pain point? You're a business. You don't have a lot of interviews. You need help getting on TV. You need specific magazine coverage. You need somebody out there reaching out to journalists and reporters on your behalf. This is all the stuff Rob the Warrior Strategist does. You need press releases going out nationwide and globally. I can target countries in Europe. I can target media in Mexico, Canada, Zimbabwe, fucking anywhere. Just reach out. So let's see. Messaging. So like I said, some ways to do better messaging. Use hashtags and really think out your hashtag strategy. Okay. Speak the language of your audience. Craft experiences. Okay. And this is where people can improve, even me. Experiences are adjective based. So Joe would use words like refreshing, clean, freshly scrubbed, smell amazing, wonderfully scented, things like that. So you can use adjectives for both negative pain points and positive pleasure. I guess you call them pleasure points, but that sounds weird. I either talk about the pain points that a client is currently going through. When we're talking about PR, like business stealth, nobody sees my stuff, my social media sucks. Why aren't people buying from me? Why aren't I being interviewed? Okay. Or I talk about the pleasure points or the good things about working with me. So I talk about what it's like when my client gets on TV, what it's like when my client's articles go viral, how I broke 4 businesses, things like that. Joe's got it. Refreshing, rejuvenated. Yeah, perfect. Okay. There we go. And Jared's joking around, but he's very He's got it. And if you really want to get military specific, like you want to reach out to veterans and sell to a bunch of them, use the words "in the field." Don't you wish you had this in the field? Would be a fucking great headline. And then a photo of some jarhead or soldier, dirty, maybe a Ranger School candidate, just somebody like dirty going through it, the military experience, even an Air Force grease monkey like me at the end of an 8-hour shift working on bombers, like I'd be covered in like fucking oil and like dirt and grime. My fingers would be disgusting. Even as an avionics guy, like I got dirty out there. Trust me. I'm sweaty. It's Louisiana. Just feel disgusting. But that's a great tagline. Don't you wish you had this in the field? Field days will never be the same. I hope Joe is writing some of this shit down. He's getting some great, great ideas. All right. Soapy water and a Kevlar. Yeah. So point is, when you're doing your messaging, think about who it is you're talking to. Think about the problem that you solve. Think about the language you're using in order to communicate. And I find when I do this stuff, it really does make a difference in engagement. It makes a difference in sales. And ultimately, the ultimate goal, regardless of whether you're selling goods or services, the ultimate goal is to have someone read whatever it is that you're putting on it, whatever you're putting out, and say, he's talking to me or she's talking to me. It feels like they're having a direct conversation. If you do that properly, your messaging is correct. And this is why copywriters are really, really important, especially for email. But I do some long form stuff on Facebook. I get out there sometimes and just start teeing off and writing about crazy shit. But the messaging is always important. You want to be careful what emotions you use. You don't want to sound like you're screaming. You just want to talk to people normally and capture their attention. And just remember, headline is everything in a Facebook post. It really is. Your headline has to be impeccable. Your first 2 sentences have to capture the attention. If you can get somebody down to the first 2 sentences of your post, like the headline, and then they're in the first 2 sentences, they're fucking hooked. They're going to read to the bottom. They always do. So learn the art of crafting headlines and then make those first 2 sentences damned interesting. And then put your message out there, put your call to action, put your hashtags, remember your verbiage, and then custom graphic. And then in the first comment, you should have your link to buy with a really specific call to action. Hey guys, if you're ready to, take the Maxwell Soaps Cleanliness Challenge, buy a bar here, and then have your link. You guys know this. This is old stuff, but never put a link in your post. Always put it in the first comment. And this sounds like a lot, but guess what? There are people that take the time to craft these posts, and it pays off. Because I would rather have one post that took me 25 minutes, custom graphic, think about the writing, think about the strategy, all that stuff, versus 15 posts a day that are shit or boring to look at, low engagement. Take your time, make your stuff look better. And then guess what? You can recycle it. So anything that goes on Facebook, I could pop onto my business page for Facebook, and I could pop on LinkedIn, and then I could do a condensed version, take that same graphic, pop it on Twitter. That's how recycling works. And then if I really like it, I can post it on TikTok with a still picture. And some of those, I've gotten shit on TikTok before from some people about, it's only for video, bro. Well, guess what? I've had still photos get hundreds of views, so you're fucking stupid. There's my messaging for the day. Super positive, right? But anyway, I've stopped listening to dumb people, and I've stopped listening to negative people. I just do whatever the fuck I want. So if I want to put still pictures on TikTok, I'm going to. All right. Joe says quality over quantity is a universal concept. Yeah, absolutely, Joe. And I don't I don't post as much on Facebook as I used to, but when I do post, there's thought in it. You know, unless it's like fucking late at night and I'm posting something stupid about the X-Men or, you know, Iron Man, but that's just more for fun. What's up, Stephanie? Good to see you. Stephanie, if you haven't yet, Dana reached out to you about the book article about Tinker's Affliction, and you probably got a message in your inbox if you don't know what I'm talking about. It's the author that I mentioned, daughter of an Air Force vet. Check your message requests on Facebook, the little 3 dots in Messenger, and see if her message is in there because she was trying to link up with you. Be a stellar article. All right. What's going on this week? Let's see. Now we've talked about messaging. The military appreciation event is coming up in San Diego. Brett Davis at Blue Lapis Media is commemorating a bunch of military members in the local area. And if you know any businesses that want to purchase sponsorships, they will get tables, a ribeye dinner, and tickets to the event. We do have packages at all different price ranges. And we have a couple of guest stars, and we are going to get Brian Big Country Conwell there as a speaker. It's held at Sequan Casino. It's going to be October 22nd. So mark your calendars. Military appreciation event, Blue Lapis Media. This week, Kate Monroe returns from overseas. The head of VetCom, a very well-known San Diego-based company that helps veterans to get their disability benefits. Kate has been a great ally, and her and I are working on some exciting book projects together, including a sequel to the infamous Body Man, which is soon to be released. We're working on a multi-book series, which we're both really excited about. What else? Shift Magazine on hiatus until 2025, just because I had so much family stuff going on. I decided to take a year off because of the just amazing amounts of bullshit that were heaped my way. Let's see. And yes, Joe just made a really, really good point. Hey, Joanne. Joe talked about being a creator, not a consumer. And the way that I think of it, same concept, different words. Be a producer, not a consumer. But yeah, same thing, creator, producer, whatever. The point is, are you putting stuff out there to reward people, to reward your network? Or are you just consuming all day long and doom scrolling through Reddit, through Twitter, and losing your fucking mind, getting distracted? Like, I try and minimize. If I catch myself just zoning out and, you know, scrolling through Twitter, I'm like, oh, shit. The only thing I should be using Twitter for is creating posts and promoting people. That's it. Telling stories. I should not be watching fight videos. I should not be watching racing videos. I should not be watching scantily clad women on Instagram, like any of that shit. You should be producing all day long. That's how you grow. All right. That's all I got for today, guys. Thank you so much. Hopefully you picked up some good information about messaging for your business. I'm going to go work out and then take a short nap and then start my day. I got a lot to do today. I'm really happy to be back from Korea. I feel a lot better. I'm still sleeping goofy, but not as much. I can still clock out like 6 hours, which is good. I'm trying to get back in the entrepreneurial schedule of like 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. for sleep cycle. So still working on all that stuff. But yeah, if you need anything PR or visibility related, you know, someone needs press releases, campaign packages, magazine articles, promotion, social media strategies, whatever, feel free to send them my way. I always appreciate referrals, and I will always help you guys out as much as I can. And Joe started his 5 a.m. club, Total Blow Conference Concentration. Yeah, that's a great idea, Joe, as long as you're getting shit done. All right, guys, thank you so much. I am Rob Garcia, the Warrior Strategist, and as always, stay famous. See you next time.